Today, found out something I had no fucking idea about. I'm obese. Who knew?
So I just want to thank this creator for bringing up this point. And by the way, if you haven't, go look at her page. She's hilarious.
Are you aware of how heavy you are?
This is one of my biggest pet peeves. Obesity is one of the few chronic diseases that we blame the patient for. There are all kinds of negative stereotypes associated with this disease. And those stereotypes directly influence how we are treated by society. A person does not walk around in a plus-size body without being reminded on the daily that they are, in fact, in a plus-size body. From childhood, your little friends making fun of you, teachers making comments, all the way through adulthood, where you have, the cashier making comments about your grocery order, or your personal trainer calling you names when they think you're not in hearing range. Healthcare providers, family members, it's coming from everywhere. And this external bias often becomes internalized bias, right? We start blaming ourselves, we start feeling defeated. There is a lot of hurt and trauma that can be bottled up. So when you walk in the room and say, "Do you even know how big you are?" You're telling me three things. One, you have no empathy or understanding of what it's like to walk around in this society in a larger body. Two, you're showing me some of your bias. You're implying that the only reason I could be this size is because I don't know I'm this size. Otherwise, I could have gotten off the couch and changed my diet and changed that. And three, you're showing me you're not an ally. Had you asked permission, or if it is even relevant to the reason for my visit today, I may have trusted you enough to tell you some of my story. People often have a story. Had you asked, you might have discovered this person already lost 50 pounds. You may have discovered this patient quit smoking after a 15-year addiction.
Fitness prophet here. I listened to this video. I put it this way: bullying, regardless on what it is wrong. I don't agree to bullying. I do not support bullying. I was bullied when I was young. I was bullied because I was the shortest guy in class. I always took pictures in the front row, and I was so skinny. I was literally an easy pushover. In public school, in high school, that's how it is. That was me. You need someone to bully? You look for me, right? Look for me. I'm the person to bully. The whole school, even the people who got bullied, look to bully me. Doctor is saying, I hear you, doc. You're saying it's wrong, but the thing is, a lot of people, they don't really come up with, what is the solution? What is the solution to this problem here? Because if you take the time and you stop and you look back, the body positivity movement started back in 2012. When Instagram started getting popping, things were happening. Everyone was going to social media, started popping. That's when body positivity started moving. So 10 years prior to body positive movement, where were we? That's the question. Where were we at that moment? Where were we? 2002. Let's go back in time. 2002. Where were we? In 2002, 38% of women and 58% of men were considered obese. Those numbers aren't that bad. But if we fast forward 10 years, right? Obesity rate increased by 27.5% amongst adults, and it increased by 47.1% amongst children and adolescents. Fast forward to 2022, 41.9% of adults have obesity. This is not overweight, this is obesity. Black adults have had the highest level. Their obesity rate is damn near at 50%, 49.9%. Wow. Now, if we fast forward 8 years from now, It is projected that in the year 2030, that 1 in 2 adults will have obesity. 48.9%. The number is rising and it's rising and it's getting worse. And it's really increasing amongst children and adolescents. This is a problem that we need to fix. We could talk about it. We could say don't shame about it, but it needs to get fixed. As you can see, the numbers, they don't look good. The numbers don't look good at all. So this brings you to the point. What is the point of this video? The whole point of this video is that this is a problem where nobody wants to come up with what the solution is. And the solution is that, you know what? We need to work on the children for sure, because their obesity rates is sky rising. And their rates are rising mainly because our children are sitting at home with technology in their hands and they're not going out anywhere. They're not being active. They're not really doing anything other than just sitting at home playing video games all day. So that needs to get fixed. Amongst children, our children need to be more active. Amongst adults, we need to make more healthier choices, especially in our early 20s. I'm thankful that I had 2 parents that made sure that every day of the week we had a home cooked meal. Breakfast and dinner was home cooked, right? So we grew up knowing that, okay, food is fuel. That's it. We sit down as a family, we eat our food, our rice, vegetables, and meats. It's always balanced. We eat a balanced meal. We just go and eat burgers and fries and have pizza at night and Coke. That stuff didn't exist when I was growing up in the house I grew up in. So, as adults, we need to make healthier food choices. We need to be more active, right? And we need to eat less. That's exactly what we need to do. If we cover those 3 right there, you'll be on your pathway to not ending up overweight or obese. It's not a guarantee, but what I'm trying to say is that you're on your pathway to getting there. Be healthy, try your best to be fit, and try your best to make wise food choices. Fitness Prophet out.